Jacque, I don't know if you have the words just yet, but when it comes to this game, the biggest thing that I see is the defensive stops to close out. What did you see from your group?
Yeah, see what we talked about, made complete, not complain. And we did a great job of really staying together. Even the way, a guy hits a shot at the end of the half and they got a little momentum, but we don't panic. We come in at halftime, make some adjustments, talk some things out, and then came out third quarter with one of the most impressive quarters I've been around with this team. I think we started to fly around, 15 turnovers we produced tonight. Our ability to just be disruptive, whether we were small, big, who was in the lineup, Royce, Doe, Nick, all the above, Nerlens guarding the big fella. So we stayed together, impressive win on the road.
You mentioned about, not complaining. When you have a game like this where you knew the team was going to be able to rebound and put a big emphasis on it, what does it say about a team that can still find ways to win even when that rebounding advantage was, I think it was 25 plus 21.
Yeah, it was ugly. And that's going to be our challenge some night is how can we balance that out? And so I think we balanced it out tonight by our assists. So you take it on the other end of the floor. We were able to spread that thing around, spray the basketball to multiple people. I think we had 7 people in double figures. Spencer, 16 assists, unbelievable. And so that combats it a little bit. And then being able to turn guys over. 15 turnovers, which means we were active. We can, take advantage of some of those and finish in transition a little bit better. But to produce them means we're active and we're trying to cut into those rebounds.
I haven't found the words yet to describe what Spencer's been able to do. I don't know if you found the words, but the first thing I said I thought was magical. We saw it the other night, now we see it again. With a career high 16 assists, what did you see from him tonight that allowed him to create and find his teammates and play unselfishly?
He's tuned in and he's turned on, Megan. And so every night he's producing for us. He's learning how to play with this group. He's learning when to be aggressive, when to get to the rim, how to manage this group. And he's tuned in to each individual, whether that's in the huddle, whether that's the last play of the game, how we're going to cover that. And then he's producing. He's been turned on.
That's the second straight game you come out of the locker room with a great third quarter, particularly on the defensive end. What tactical changes did you guys make, if any, that allowed you to hold to 18, I think?
Yeah, we did. We ended up doing a few things. First of all, we started that quarter out with Nick on Jokic, so that was a piece of it to see what that looked like. Could we keep a big on him, really know where those shots were going to come from, and then the adjustment to go small with Royce and Doe, fly around a little bit, how we played him in the post, how we changed up pick and roll defense. So there were some things tactically that our guys really found a way to do well.
Jacque, to piggyback off of Brian, you guys were +9 in the third quarter on Tuesday in Houston, +10 in Milwaukee, +17 and +9. Just the third quarter seems to be your bread and butter right now. What in the past week or so has made that stretch so good for you guys?
Yeah, I think it's a testament to the group. Like it is like open conversation, really. We watch some film, Alex, at halftime, whether you hear my voice or not, how loud my voice is or not, but we get a chance to kind of diagnose where we are and how can we change things, and whether that's holding on to a lead or creating a lead. So really just finding a way to come out in the third quarter and put our imprint on the game.
And then you had the 2 early timeouts, and did that limit you at all with when they went on that 17-2 run, I think it was, in the second quarter, with it kind of to play through it because of that?
Yeah, it really did. We needed those too early. If I would have cut to another one, that would have left me 3 for the game, which would have been a long way. He ended up giving it back to him because he had to cut into 2 of his. So, but you don't know if that's going to happen. So good for our guys to kind of fight and play through that, get through that stretch, and not be down by double digits at half.
As you guys come down the stretch, I mean, you're right now, I think, the 5 seed, and maybe you get a little ground and paper on what happens with the Knicks. I mean, do you, as the playoffs get closer, think at all about you just won an overtime game off a back-to-back and then held the Western Conference leaders to, pretty much got stops down the stretch to secure that win? I mean, do you think at all about we could be pretty tough out in the playoffs if we kind of keep this up, or that's for April?
I think it's for later. In my mind, maybe I'm thinking about it as a coach. That's my job to kind of see where we're going to be long-term and short-term. But for this group, it was today's work. And that was the message. We'll continue to try to keep it that simple. And then now we take care of today's work, and we got one more on this trip to take care of.
You mentioned Spencer's assist. Obviously, he was struggling. He didn't have a shot really today, but he still had the ball in his hands down the stretch. What about him gives you so much trust in him down the stretch, even if it's an off night scoring for him?
Well, I know he's going, especially in Denver, he's going to make the right play. When he wears his Colorado support shirt to the game, then I know I'm in good shape in Colorado. So overall, I think he knows how to impact the game when he's not scoring. And I keep going back to, it is a luxury as a coach when you can have a player on the floor who managed the basketball game. The management and all that goes, whether it's play calls, whether it's getting guys in positions, whether it's what matchups we're going to take advantage of. He and I seem to have a great ping pong relationship where I leave it to him sometimes. Sometimes I voice my opinion, and we're able to grow together. So it's huge having him out on the floor for us.
In the first quarter, obviously it was tied at the end, but you guys came out swinging, especially with Mikal hitting a bunch of shots early. How important was that just to kind of have the belief against a team like the Nuggets that are playing so well early this season?
Yeah, I think that lead helped us, down the stretch because they cut into it, but we had a little cushion, to finish the game out. I think it's huge for a group on the road. That's the thing. When you're on the road and you build a little lead, gives you a little confidence that you can finish the game. There was no doubt in my mind that our guys thought we could win tonight.
Coach, did you talk about defending Jokic on Denver's last possession?
Yeah, we did. So you saw the late change. We ended up putting Nick in the game to have a little size on the basketball. I thought that really helped because now AG's pass had to be, a little ballooned a little bit. So that gave us time for Royce and Doe to get underneath and push Jokic out. So I think ideally he wanted something in the post, and we kind of got him out in the perimeter area.
Jacque, you mentioned Nick, 8 for his first 8, 25 and 5 for the first time in his career, and obviously, as you were saying, if Jokic, they have other length beside him too with Porter, et cetera. Just what would you make of his game? Also 4 from the free throw line.
Yeah, and those 4 look really good, really good. So first of all, commend him on that of being ready to step up and make free throws, and then. He's continued to grow for us. We started out in a coverage where he was away from the ball at the beginning of the game, and we wanted him to make some plays off the basketball. So we're going to continue to challenge his ability to make plays on the ball, away from the basketball, still protect the rim, be in a position to be, if I have a shooter that I'm guarding versus a non-shooter, can I come over? When does my guy need help? So we're still going to challenge him. He's growing. He wants me to stay on him. I'm going to stay on him because Nick has some room to grow, but he is right now playing some good basketball.
That baseline Jay surprised you at all?
Let's
Right,
go.
trying
Come
to
on.
figure out when we last saw that. Yeah.
He said money. I think he said money after he released it.
Does it say anything about, I guess, the team's fortitude? I mean, Spencer has a drive. Looks like he's got a foul. They get it reversed.
Yeah.
On whatever, 50-50 call. I mean, does it say anything about their fortitude that they don't let that get in their head a little bit?
Without doubt, and that happened in Minnesota also. And so you take that opportunity in Minnesota, take it here on the road, and our group is just talking about, let's get this stop and we'll win the game. So that's all we were talking about in the huddle, Brian. It was unbelievable to see them talk to each other, with each other, and really think, all right, next play. All right, here's the play we're going to get. We're going to get a stop right now. And we did.
Thanks, JB.
Okay, guys.